friends, how are you today? I wanted to come to you with a little bit of a story time, I guess. I was at the gym today, and the guy who helped me with my car came to the gym, and he was working out with me for a little while. I said this in another video, and then he just disappeared. But it was interesting because he was like, I'm going to try and keep up with you on your workout. And I was just doing the part where I, interpretive dance and do all my little things. So I was just like, okay. And he was, hanging in there for a little while, and then I turned around and he disappeared. But that just got me to thinking of like what type of person I am, like when it comes to, I guess, boys or even relationships in general. I feel like I'm the type of person where if I had a spouse and we were at the gym, I feel like we would work out at the same time at the gym, but not together. But I feel like I'm the type of person who would go to say hi to him in between the circuits. Like I wouldn't work out with the guy like right there, but I would go to say hi in between the circuits. And that just leads me to just a little bit about me and romance, which is something that I don't really talk about a lot because it's a very complicated subject. You can read all about it in my book, but I'm not a people person, first of all. So I haven't had that many relationships. I only had 3, what I would even call major, and they really weren't major relationships. And they don't even make up 3 years of my life. And the interesting thing is the last relationship that I was in was the most traumatic and dramatic and insane and epic, and it was only 4 months long. You can read all about it in the book. It's something, there's a lot of themes in that actual relationship and in those chapters that I don't even like to talk about because they are just too much. But I did write about it, and the story is absolutely epic. After that situation, I really was just like, I am not a people person, and they never seem to work out. So I waited. I said, I'm just going to wait for the right guy to come along. And I have been waiting ever since. And when I tell you, I haven't even seen a whisper of the right guy. And no offense to anybody that I've met, I'm really, really sorry. But in all of that time, and I've been fine just being who I am. Sorry, the fan is acting weird. I've been fine just being who I am and just going with that flow. And it's just because I'm very, very picky and I'm looking for something. Well, okay, basically what I'm looking for is for the guy for me to have been the guy for me the whole time, which means that he has led his life in such a way that no matter what, like if I look back on many, many years, he looks like he's been the guy for me the entire time. Like he's operated and moved in such a way that he's been mine. Just because I'm pretty dramatic and I've done some dramatic things, like I haven't had any sort of interaction with a man since 2014, since the last relationship that I had. And so I'm looking for someone who is that kind of loner too. That's like the most important thing to me because like I have really no recent history with any other human being at all. And I want somebody who shares that energy because I've been basically essentially saving myself for the right person. And I need somebody who's been doing that as well. And beyond that, I like a certain type of person. This would be my ideal man. And I know this guy has to exist somewhere. And this is so important to me because this was where we would connect on a level that I don't think I can connect with anybody else on earth. I love a baddie. Like I love the baddest guy in the situation. So like every guy that I dated was the most talented version of whatever they were doing. Like a chef, a comedian, a musician, like in the realm. They were the baddies. I like a guy like that. I also like a guy who doesn't really have an ambition to sell that necessarily, like in a way that is more than just like organic. So I love this type of person. My ideal guy would be kind of like me in this way. Throughout my life, especially when I lived a regular life, when I had a home, when I was able to do my makeup and my hair and stuff, I've been the type of person, oh my gosh, wait, the camera's cutting off over it. Okay, so as I was saying, throughout my life, I've been the type of person where if I go to a place, somebody will tell me that I should be something. I should be an actress. I should be a model. I should be famous. And that happens on a daily basis. And especially when I am able to put myself together and put my little clothes on and everything, I basically get stopped in the grocery store and told that I should be famous as often as somebody who is famous gets stopped and recognized. Probably even more often because the people who are famous don't like to be recognized. They're trying to kind of hide, which is really interesting. And I've always wanted a guy who has that quality. Somebody who, like, when he goes to the bank, everybody passes out at the bank, the men and the women, and he's just like, what? Or like a guy who, like, everybody thinks he should be a star. They're telling him, oh my gosh, you're so handsome, you're so cute, everywhere he goes, but he just kind of like smiles, and then the smile melts the room, and he just keeps on going. I want that. Does that, like, that is such a baddie though, because he's got to be an artist, he's got to be really, really like sexy and all of these things, but like untapped. Just that dude. There's dudes like that look like that just walk into the room and you're like, this is the most beautiful man I've ever seen. But he's not like anything flashy. He's not trying too hard. He just is. But then I want this guy to also be a baddie. Like, imagine that guy, like but he's the baddest bass player you've ever freaking seen. But he's that kind of baddie, and he's just like, the people are like, why aren't you in a band? Why aren't you something? And he just laughs. Like, I don't know. Ah! That's so hot. That's what I'm looking for. That essentially is, that's what I'm looking for. Or something close to that. And why am I even talking about this? Oh, anyway, because the guy at the gym. So that is how I feel. And that is so specific. And every time somebody asks me like why I don't have a spouse or anything, they're always like, you're picky, aren't you? And I'm like, oh, you have no idea. Like, I have a very specific thing. It's like a niche that I'm looking for. Thank you. All right, that's it. I don't know how to end these things. I just say thank you, love you, bye.